You are still watching Prime Morning. My name is Roslyn Felly. Now, I was just saying that, I was asking Kobe, our sound guy, how old he is, and he was trying to add on more age or more years. But I was just trying to tell him that he's way younger than NSMQ. Like, when NSMQ started, he was not born. And I don't know how many of you tuned in today that you were born when NSMQ started. Like, it's 31 years. Wow. And of course, since it's 31 years, we'll take a look at even the awards it's been winning over a period, the new phase of it, and how this year's competition is going to be. Now, it's different, right? They're going to Cape Coast. So, been to Kumasi, been to Accra. Now it's Cape Coast. We'll get to know why it's in Cape Coast. And we have, yes, because like, I don't know, there's this, I don't know if it's supposed to be some sort of that people think that the best schools are in Cape Coast or what. We don't know. They say it too, but we don't know if it's true or not. So as you're going to Cape Coast, will we have a winner from Cape Coast? The Boches, the Kwaboches, and the Adiscos, they've been fighting, and the St. Augustines and all of that. Will he go to the girls' school, the Wesley Girls, or the Holy Child? Well, we'll be looking at all of that. But my guests are here for this conversation, and I must say that I'm honored to have these two great women who are championing at NSMQ. I have Professor Elsie Kaufman, who is here. Hello, Prof.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How about you?
I'm fine, thank you. I was telling Anna that, Prof party, so.
Why not?
It's good. All work and no play.
Very important.
Very, very important. Mm-hmm. So, Prof is I have to study you. I want to know how you're able to combine it. I also have Nana Ekemesabosu here, who is the managing director for Primetime, right? And Nana, welcome as well.
Thank you.
So, NSMQ has won the competition of the year at CIMG. I must say, you guys are doing so well. Congratulations on that.
You.
And
Thank you.
So let me ask you this. What are you doing so different that you keep winning?
Well, I don't know if we're doing anything very different. We're just trying to be consistent with all the things that we do, and to be able to reach our target audiences, especially the young people, because they are the primary targets, to be able to reach them where we can find them. So we are being consistent and working hard and doing all of that, and being strategic with our communications and our reach.
Right.
Yes.
So the strategy has been consistency.
The consistency has been there a long time, but being able to take advantage of the platforms that young people frequent, so social media especially, the different types, and being able to communicate with them through that. And also trying to keep the competition exciting. We always have to, walk a thin line between entertainment and education, and keeping the balance. That's also
very important.
Yes.
Prof?
Yes. From the technical side, the consultants, technical consultant side, we are always doing something different.
Yeah.
They are keeping the consistency going, but we have to be forward thinking all the time, because our students are getting better all the time. So every year we find ways of making the questions more interesting, more engaging, and I hope that also shows.
It does show, especially problem of the day. I don't know how many viewers are able to answer the problem of the day from their homes, though, because I sit there and I'm like, how are these students able to do it? So let me ask you, how long does it take to set the questions?
It's a year-round activity, yes, it is. The subject consultants have to come up with the questions. And they are always thinking, they are always working. Some of them are very organized, they have their books. So wherever they are working, even when they are doing their everyday activities, they are thinking about what questions to set. And they keep notes of what questions they are setting. So year-round, they are thinking. Then when the competitions are coming up, regionals and then the nationals, we have these moderation meetings where they present the questions.
Okay.
It takes at least an hour to moderate one contest. So you can imagine that if we have how many contests?
Wow.
At least. And that does not include the problems of the day. We moderate everything first and the problems of the day later. So they take extra time. So you can imagine that it's a lot of work to be able to get the questions ready for the competition.
It is. Wow. So there's technical and there's the managerial aspects as well.
Yes.
Then, so how do you motivate your people? Because it's been running for 31 years. Of course, you know, there'll be times where people will say, I'm tired. You know, with regards to what Prof is saying, there's so much work in there. Yeah. So as Woman of the Year, CIMG Woman of the Year, how do you motivate them?
Well, we do a number of things. First of all, the program itself is quite interesting. And so you can see directly, I always tell my team that this is one of the very few jobs where you can see directly your impact on your targets or on people. And because we have this avenue for immediate feedback where we are on social media, when people are happy with you, you see it. When they're not happy with you too, you see it immediately. So this is also the engagement and seeing that your work is affecting people positively. It's a good way to motivate people to keep doing what they're doing. And then also, I mean, we keep a very, should I say, informed, you know, engagement, especially at the office where there's, I mean, free flow of information. We do everything, we plan everything together. I'm heavily involved in it, so we always know what is happening. We've built a lot of teamwork principles into our planning, and all of these are ways that you motivate people. And when you recognize their hard work and give them, you know, incentives, praise them, and also, you know, add a little something to it, then we are all motivated to keep giving. But I think that the program itself is a giving program.
Yeah, it
because then apart from the knowledge that it gives to the students, they acquire all sorts of skills. You know, they don't use calculators, so you have to learn, you must understand the concepts, and you have to learn shortcuts to be able to solve the questions as quickly as they are able to. You learn, you know, public speaking, because you're in front of the cameras and you have to be able to perform in front of the cameras. So we give, on the student side, the skills and so on. We give through the cash prizes, the scholarships, the exposure, really, for people to also recognize good talent and help them. It's a giving program in every way.
Yeah,
so,
that's good. Now, you know, we can never mention NSMQ without, you know, the first thing that you think about when you hear of NSMQ is Professor Elsie Kaufman. You're the face. You're the face. Like, nobody can ever imagine NSMQ without you. Like, we've seen the students come, we've seen some stars shine out of it, but you are the main star. Let me ask you this. What has been the most fulfilling part of being the face of NSMQ for you?
It's a humbling experience to sit with these very bright young people. So for me, I would say it's the opportunity to play a small part in the lives of these amazing young people who are going to change the world.
Right.
They are already changing the world.
They are already changing the world. Who has been your favorite contestant so far?
That's a difficult question. It's a difficult question. I don't think I have a favorite. They are all so special. These days, more and more, I meet people that were on stage with me many years ago, and when I meet them, it's always a good reunion. I take pictures with them, we chat, we get up to date with each other, and those are very rewarding moments for me. I don't think I have a favorite. They are all amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, but you know, sometimes some of them, the way you mention their names,
really?
we feel like they are your favorites.
When you are sitting on stage with me during your contest, you are my favorite.
You're my favorite. I like that one. I like that. And it's how you're able to, you know, let them become confident or comfortable on stage, because some of them come in with the nerves, but you're able to cool them down. How do you do it?
Well, I appreciate what they are going through. I sympathize with them. And so before the competition begins, I walk around, I try to crack some jokes, I chat with them, just to get them to settle.
Yeah,
Yes, I think it helps.
It does.
Sometimes they take it too seriously, you see. And that is where the nerves show through. So I try to tell them, you know, whatever it is, this is a good opportunity, it's a good platform for you. It's not the end of the world, whatever the outcome. You're already a champion, sitting on stage at that level.
I think those words are really, really needed because sometimes you're going there and you feel like if you fail, you've disappointed the whole school.
Yes. Those young people are bearing a heavy load. You know, all students especially, that put so much pressure on these young people. They forget how old they are. They are young, young men and women.
16 years.
Yeah.
Oh, Nana?
So and we also try to support by giving them professional psychologists.
Okay.
So counseling services just to calm them down. So they do have these sessions with them. And then before each contest, there's a little time where the psychologists speak with the students before they go up on stage. So that's the first step. And then the quiz mistress also speaks with them.
And then they give us the Bible verses. I wonder the Bible verses that will be used this time around. Because,
I have had to ban
you banned them.
verses. 1 year, every school came, chariots and warriors. I'm like, no more. Find something else.
Find another Bible verse. Oh my goodness, it's always interesting. So this year, Dada, how different is it from the previous years?
Well, very different in many ways. I mean, every year we try to do things that will make the program more refreshing and new. So we are going to Cape Coast. That's the first thing that is different.
And I'm excited about it. Because, you know, we have a lot of top schools in Cape Coast.
In Cape Coast, yes.
So I'm excited. There's Wesley Girls, there's Infantiman, there's Infantipima, there's Holy Child, there's
Ghana National.
There's Ghana National. All these schools are there.
Yes, university practice, yes.
Yeah.
So we are going to Cape Coast. That's the first new thing. We have a few differences, not necessarily very new. So, for example, this year, Prudential Life Insurance is still a sponsor of the program, but they are not the sponsor of the Star anymore. So they are taking the speed race.
Okay.
And then we have Pepsodent taking the highest scorer of the day. So this year, thanks to their very generous offer, we are going to be able to give the prize to the top school, the top winning score in each of the centers rather than for the whole day. So in each of the centers.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, the 3 centers, we are going to have the top scorer award for the highest score of the day.
So for the is it the highest score as in the student or the school?
So the team that scores the highest. So So this is for the winners of the day.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And you know, we do 3 contests per day in each place. So there'll be 9 contests in each day. So the top scorer for each of the centers will get the award. And then we have Lead for Ghana taking up the NSMQ Star.
Right.
So those are little changes in there. We have the top scorer, top runner-up award. That's the Science Digest is taking up that.
Okay, that's great.
That award. That award was started last year. It's for, you know, the top runners-up. Sometimes the contests are very, very tough, depending on who you meet. And so at the regional level and at the prelims, you may lose your contest, but if your score is very high, like 40 points and above, then you are given a chance to come back into the competition. And since we started doing that, I think in 2022, it's brought a lot of excitement into the competition. You know that even when you're losing, it doesn't mean, you have to keep pushing to the very end. You don't give up because you are losing. And that is something that's changing the dynamic. So the award is for a school from the regional or at the prelims level that lost their contest but lost it with very high points, and then coming back into the competition, we want to see how well they are going to be able to do. And so if you're able to get to the quarterfinals, then you get that award. And then we have our usual special awards, the most impressive run awards. That's the Dr. Kweku Mensah Bonsu and the Jacob and Elizabeth Banfo Memorial Awards for the most impressive run, which will be for the school, the category C school. That goes the farthest in the competition. So a minimum of a quarterfinal berth. Yes.
Then this year they are getting a lot of awards.
Well, there are a few coming on. Jupe is also coming on board, and True or False. So that's a new one. So the True or False.
Oh, that's True or False?
Yes, the round 4 is True or False. And Jupe is taking that up. They are also reaching out to the old students.
Has been there for a while, right?
Yes.
Because I know when a prof says, "Is it true or false?" and they say false. No, that's wrong.
So Jupe is reaching out to the old students as well. During the month of production, any they're a money transfer company. So any transfer from abroad to Ghana, you just indicate which school you are from,
right?
And there'll be a percentage of it that will be collected for the schools or the people that send the money, and that money will be donated to your school. So if you are from I don't know, whichever school. I don't want to mention this because somebody says that I have a favorite. Whichever school you went to, when you are sending the money down from wherever to Ghana, you indicate which school you want your donation or a percentage of it, or
that's nice.
Yes, to go to, and then
that's really nice.
Then,
now, Prof, I think one question people ask a lot is if you ever repeat questions.
The concepts are the same.
Okay.
The science concepts really don't change that rapidly.
Right.
And so you can imagine that it's quite a challenge after 31 years. The same concepts we are working with. So if we have to be that creative, eventually we are going to be taking the same concepts and finding creative ways of asking the questions around the same concepts.
Right.
For mathematics, it may not be that difficult to do, because, you change numbers, the question looks different. Are the body parts different for biology?
No.
Have the chemical reactions changed for chemistry? So eventually, we'll have to ask the same questions, but we try very hard to ask them in new and interesting ways.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
So the launch is happening tomorrow.
Yes. Yes.
Tell us about the launch.
So the launch will be at the Nat Hall.
Okay.
It's at 3 p.m. So we are hoping that people can come and see.
Right.
And
there's going to be balloting as well.
Yes. So since 2020, this is from COVID, but it's worked out to be helpful to everybody, because now the schools know who they are meeting before they even come on location. So there'll be the balloting for the prelims.
Okay.
This year, another new thing is that this year we have 157 schools participating. This is huge. We've never had it like this before.
Wow.
Yes, we have 8 private schools in there, but 157 in total.
Private schools, 8 private schools. That's nice.
Yes.
Well, it's going to be quite interesting to see if the private schools are doing better than, the government schools, because there's always this thing that parents are paying so much for private schools. Now we'll see. The battle is on.
Yes, it is. I must say, though, that it takes a little bit of time for new schools that come in, irrespective of whether they are private or public, to acclimatize, because the NSMQ has its own rhythm and its own demands on the students, and so it takes a bit of time. But we are hoping that they can also give the public schools a run for their money.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Prof, before
what Nana Ikuya just said is the evidence that it's not just about technical competence.
Right.
Because if it were about answering the questions, that would be okay. Everybody can come in at any time and do all right. There's a game aspect to the whole thing And if you're not familiar with the game, it's harder to
Well,
reach the last stage.
so this year's own is going to Cape Coast. The launch is tomorrow at the Nat Hall at exactly 3 p.m. All are invited as well. Yes, you can be there. It's free of charge. You don't think that when you get there, you have to pay gate fee. I must say congratulations to you for doing this. And yes, Ghana is going to turn up again because we are going to be cheering our schools on. What school are you supporting? Is it... I went to Archbishop Potter Girls. Is it Archbishop Potter Girls? Is it at disco? Because my husband was in a disco. Is it the other schools? I won't mention any name. You can share them on. But thank you so much for being here. Nanekia Mensah-Bonsu and Professor Elsie Kaufman. Of course, we are still looking for X. We'll find X.